Hello, I'm John Bachman. It's time for one of the few things we all can do together as Americans, and that is vote. Election Day 2014 is here, and the polls are now open everywhere. Hanging in the balance today, control of the U.S. Senate, where Republicans are hoping to pick up at least 6 seats. One of those could be in New Hampshire, where voters are casting ballots in a tight race between Senator Jeanine Shaheen and Republican Scott Brown.
I'm happy to say I'm a Republican, and I voted for Republican candidates.
I voted for Jeanine Shaheen. She's been a senator for a number of years. She's been 4 decades in New Hampshire.
But Shaheen is finding herself wrapped up in a new controversy today. Documents obtained by the Daily Caller show that she complained to the IRS 2 years ago about the political activity of tax-exempt conservative groups. An IRS official wrote back saying that they were looking into new regulations and guidance. Another close Senate race is in Iowa, where a late poll shows Republican Joni Ernst holding a 3-point lead over Democrat Bruce Braley. That is barely outside of the margin of error. Recent polls have shown the race anywhere from a tie to a 7-point lead for Ernst. It remains to be seen if this gaffe from retiring Senator Tom Harkin plays a role where he focused on Ernst's looks.
I don't care if she's as good looking as Taylor Swift or as nice as Mr. Rogers. But if she votes like Michelle Bachman, she's wrong for the state of Iowa.
Well, Harkin has now apologized in a statement saying that he should not have said those things. Ernst, quoting Taylor Swift, says she's just going to shake it off. Well, control of the Senate may also come down to the race in Alaska, where they won't even start counting the votes until 1 o'clock this morning Eastern time. Mitt Romney was there, though, stumping for Dan Sullivan.
Well, this is pretty darn exciting. You have to admit, this may well be the state that decides whether the Senate is Republican or Democrat.
Well, Sullivan's been holding on to a lead over Senator Mark Begich there. About a half a dozen more close Senate races across the country, as well as 30 for governor's races. We'll keep it right here on Newsmax TV and Newsmax.com for all your election coverage, special coverage, starting tonight live at 7 o'clock. And the Vatican is now sharply criticizing the suicide of a woman in Oregon suffering from terminal brain cancer. Brittany Maynard, who was very public about her choice to end her life, died over the weekend. Now the Vatican's top bioethics official says, quote, dignity is something other than putting an end to one's life. And the Ebola death toll now approaching 5,000 in West Africa. In some parts of Sierra Leone, there is desperation. Aid agencies now say thousands of people are breaking their quarantines because food is not being delivered to those areas. And right now, let's take another bit of history and talk about it a little bit together. That is the first ever landing on an aircraft carrier of America's next generation fighter jet, the F-35C. It safely touched down on the USS Nimitz, steaming off the coast of San Diego. Pretty cool to see there. Another update coming up for you in 30 minutes. I'm John Bachman. Now here's Midpoint with Ed Berliner.